You are listening to Ras Temari Radio, Offense Necessary, where we discuss everything but politics. We have another episode right now. This is our very good friend Alula has come in. Alula?
Hi.
How are you? Thank you for your time. Alula, so one of the things we want to do on here is do a review of the news, an overview of the news, but with commentary.
Sure.
And Alula has been kind enough to bring in his headlines, sort of onion-y headlines, for those who know The Onion, and late-night talk show style headlines. So please give us a roundup of the news whenever you feel ready.
Yeah. So first up is politics news. So former White House advisor George Papadopoulos was arrested this week for his involvement with the Russian meetings during the Trump administration. Sorry, I've been drinking. An FBI spokesman stated that they had the evidence on him about a year ago, but they had trouble spelling Papadopoulos. That's his last name. It's a Greek name. It's a Greek name. It's a Greek name. All right.
Okay, so George Papadopoulos. Tell us a little. So who is this person in the Trump administration exactly?
Well, he's a spokesman / treasonous.
This news comes
horrible human.
Correct. The Trump administration.
Trump administration. Yeah.
So this is over a year ago.
But these no. This is current because these things happened about.
Yes,
yeah.
The investigations.
The investigation took about a year. Yeah.
Right.
It's the problem was his name was too hard to spell.
According to the joke.
Yeah.
Not according to the news.
Well.
There was a George Stephanopoulos. You remember George Stephanopoulos?
No.
I mean, it was a very important guy. In fact, they made a film about the one film that was made, comedy with John Travolta playing Bill Clinton, Primary Colors. It was a black guy. He was playing the George Stephanopoulos character. He was a news guy, but he was very close to the Clinton.
Well, I'm much younger than you, so.
So you don't remember the Clinton?
Well, I wasn't born. That's the problem.
So there was once a Stephanopoulos, and now there's simply a Papadopoulos.
Yeah, Greek names. There's no creativity whatsoever. Education news. A student in the Brooklyn high school system was arrested this week after being discovered with $30,000 and a firearm during a search on the school's grounds. The student can now be featured on Pushing Your Luck magazine.
I like that one. Pushing Your Luck magazine.
Yeah.
You got our producer laughing. So literally this man is pushing his luck.
That was the premise, yeah.
Yeah. And the conclusion.
That's the conclusion and the premise.
This is a real story as well.
This is a true story, yeah. True story. New York, in Brooklyn, yeah. It's a true story.
The gun issues
in
the United States with some of these shootings. The latest of which was in Michigan, I believe.
Michigan. Like a week ago, I think, yeah. 900 people die every day, so.
900 people die every day.
Yeah, they're working.
Gunshots.
They're working hard, yeah.
So, I mean, but when you think about it, if 900 people die, I mean, I think the one at Michigan, like maybe 5-6 people. I'm not trying to say it's not a big deal.
It's chump change, yeah.
But why are some of these shootings like a huge thing that reverberate in the news, and then other? I mean, if it's 900 a day, these are happening all the time.
Yeah, but it's very complicated. I mean, the main reason these things keep happening is there's no regulations whatsoever, and I think the point of argument that most people bring up is if the Second Amendment can be challenged and the government takes the guns away, and then every other amendment made by the forefathers can be challenged. So
sure, I think also
it's a very deep historical thing.
Gun love is the love of gun is very much built into American culture, like the militia.
I can attest. Yeah.
But I remember being in high school and. This is going to sound more dramatic than it was, but we would have to do code whites, both when I was in high school and when I taught high school.
These drills?
Code white, drills, like in case, one of the kids starts walking around in the hallways with a shotgun and starts.
It just has a bad day.
Yeah, this is not something that we're used to in Ethiopia, but again, this is the slight differences.
Yeah, we use knives here. Yeah.
Gets the job done. Third.
Another news. A new Guinness Book of World Record was set this week when the University of Missouri did the largest mule parade in record. The mayor was quoted saying, "I like these asses on the streets and I cannot lie." That was... He's retired. He's a retired mayor. He's not running currently. He has no dog in the game. He's not running. This is just a thing he said, which backfired horribly.
He has no horse in the race and he has no donkey in the street.
Yeah, he's not running anymore, so he just went to town on the comments. All right.
By the way, for those who don't know, since apparently I'm old for making 90s references, that was a Sir Mix-a-Lot reference.
You're a dinosaur.
That was a Sir Mix-a-Lot reference. The baby got back.
Sure.
But I guess that song just never dies.
Yeah.
I like big butts and I cannot lie.
Most people won't get that joke.
Next one.
Entertainment news. Breaking Bad actor Adam Paul and his wife had their second child this week. Critics speculate that the second child will have even better reviews than the first child.
Because the second season of Breaking Bad was better.
Reviews. Yes.
But that one
thank you for breaking it. No, thank you for breaking it down.
Right. Well, I mean, that one requires a little bit of a subtitle with a footnote explanation of.
If you don't get this joke, it's your fault, is what you're saying.
I didn't know the second season was better than. But I thought that show it never jumped the shark. It was just consistent all the way through.
It's the highest rated show of all time. Season 5, episode 8 is the highest rated thing ever on TV.
Ozymandias. That was
incredible. The baby scene, you know?
Yeah. Ozymandias.
That was the highest.
That was an insane episode. If you haven't seen Breaking Bad, pirate it.
Yeah, watch it now. This podcast is not sponsored by Breaking Bad in any way, or AMC. Just
as far as you know.
This is a free service to AMC for it's a free service.
So we're we have 4.
You're welcome.
4 down, 6 to go, I believe.
Yeah. More entertainment news. Alec Baldwin stated in an interview regarding his recent shooting accident that if he felt he was responsible in any way, he would have killed himself. This and more as Alec opened up to the Sorry Not Sorry network.
I see what you did there. Yes, apologies. I don't know if the man should.
What the fuck was he thinking? What was he thinking?
I don't know if the man should feel sorry. He had no idea there was a bullet in the gun.
There was a gun. Listen,
that's a movie.
I'm a gun guy. No, listen. It's not a prop gun. It will take a long time. I could break this down, but
please take it down. We have plenty of time.
All right. So, a prop gun. Usually, what happens is the gas blowback in a blank bullet without a projectile. A blank is a bullet without a projectile. A blank is not enough to rack the slide back and then chamber the next round. Mm-hmm. So anyway, the prop master usually welds a piece of metal in the chamber. In the chamber. So that there's enough gas storage and blowback to rack the slide back. So what happens is sometimes the piece of metal gets dislodged and hits somebody. So Alex, what he said was he never pulled the trigger, which is bullshit because he was doing a Wild West movie and the gun he had was a single action gun.
So you think he intentionally killed his?
No, he didn't. No. Why? This is not. No, I didn't say that.
Personal.
I did not say that.
She knew all kinds of stuff about Alec, and she was going to go to the press.
Listen, everything I'm saying now has been everything I'm saying has been meticulously worded by my lawyers.
Our producer
I did not say he killed him.
Yeah. He's laughing at you now with you.
Okay. What he used, the gun he used, it's a period piece, the movie. So the gun he used was a single action gun.
It's a period piece.
It's a period piece, yeah. So you have to pull the hammer back and then pull the trigger. Mm-hmm. The hammer does not engage without pulling the trigger. So he claims he say I never pulled the trigger. That's bullshit. The prop master is going to go to prison for sure, but
we need to be a little careful with our language. So you drop the few. I mean, we're not really
the F bombs.
Yeah, F and S bombs. Just in general.
Yeah, this podcast is going to air on Nickelodeon. I've been told. All right.
Alula's doing a marketing thing. So we're halfway. We're
free range.
Halfway home.
Free range for Nickelodeon and AMC.
Halfway home.
Yeah.
5 down, 5 to go. Okay, let's continue.
All right. Okay. Let's see.
Poor Alec Baldwin.
Okay, so Florida man news. It's going to be good. Florida man was charged with assault with a deadly weapon after throwing an alligator through a Wendy's window. This is an actual story, it's not a joke. The manager spoke to the police and he said, "The only thing worse than our alligator burger is an actual alligator." He said, "The prank was in bad taste." Because of the burger.
That was the most convoluted joke I've ever... Okay, so...
They actually have in Florida,
the bad taste of the burger...
The burger tastes bad. The joke is in bad taste. They have an alligator burger. He threw it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. This is like high-minded stuff. Like, this is some.
You're welcome.
Lynchian.
All right. Here we go. Animal news.
So wait. Go back to the last. Story.
Yeah, that's a true story, by the way. It's an actual. You can look this up, listener. You can just look it up right now.
One listener.
I swear to God, it's a true story. Florida man, he actually grabbed an alligator through a Wendy's window. It was a drive-through window also. I don't know how he managed to fit it out.
I guess what's throwing me off is, and even me, as someone who grew up in the States and has an American accent and knows some of these references.
Yeah.
Our Ethiopian audience has no idea.
Okay, Wendy's is a fast food chain.
I think some people know.
It's a fast food chain. It's like McDonald's, but better. An alligator it's a dinosaur, basically. Just look up alligator, I guess. I don't know how to explain.
It didn't go extinct.
Right? It's a lizard. It's a lizard animal that hasn't evolved.
It's very scary in German.
Hasn't evolved for 60.
What's the word for this? Crocodiles. There's a
reptile.
Word in Amharic. No, not in Amharic.
Oh, Azo?
Azo.
Yeah. But Azo, see, that's the thing.
I think.
Crocodile is
We don't
Azo.
have
Alligator, we don't.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. We're not cultured enough.
I think we've clarified that and killed the joke.
Yeah. Well,
as much as we can. Please.
Fun fact, an alligator hasn't evolved for 65 million years. They found bones and DNA samples. And for 65 million years, the alligator hasn't changed at all.
Well, but it's not capable of mutating?
No, it's just immediately after, like 65 million years ago, the position it was in was perfect. And so it hasn't changed for 65 million years. The blood...
Why can't it fly or, get...
Well, he didn't need to fly. It's a swamp animal. No, okay, let me give you an example. The
swamp doesn't allow for that?
No, their blood... Okay, so the swamp is a filthy place. It's full of bacteria and all that. An alligator's blood is antibacterial. Mm-hmm. It's antifungal. It's anti-inflammatory. Mm-hmm. So it's basically medication. You can drink the blood and get rid of
so alligators are the most advanced species on this.
Alligators and sharks. Alligators and sharks.
Sharks.
Yeah, they haven't evolved for 60 million years.
So much from you.
60 million years. Yeah. Okay. All right.
So this was worthwhile.
Religion news.
Yes.
Religion news. The Pope was seen earlier this week with a black eye. A concerned member of the press asked the holy man, "What happened?" To which the Pope replied, "The blood of Christ is actually wine."
So he got drunk?
The Pope got drunk on concession wine.
We have Catholics.
And he fell over, I guess.
That was sacrilege. A little convoluted.
It's true. That's what happened.
You were getting somewhere with that. But
all right.
The Pope.
Yeah, he had a black eye this week. Again, listener, look this up. Okay. Other news. I'm not even sure how to. I guess education.
I would laugh more about that, but again, it was very religious.
Oh, come on.
Offense necessary, right? Sometimes it's necessary to offend. Well, I'm not sure how we enlighten that.
Listen, more people died in the Crusades than they did in in 2 world wars.
You're making an accusation about religion being...
No. I'm just saying the Crusades, in the name of Christ or whatever, or God, killed more people than World War I and II, which was 80 million people. It was more than 80 million. And when the Crusades happened, they didn't have airplanes, they didn't have the gas chamber, they didn't have tanks. So they literally walked up to a guy and stabbed more than 80 million people to death.
Because he worshipped the wrong...
In the name of God, of course, for good. It's for Education news. This week, a 15-year-old became the youngest graduate of the University of Las Vegas in Nevada. The school paper released an article that day titled, "Genius Student Starts Early on His College Debts." Because he's 15 and he'll be paying his debts until he's 51.
That has a lot of good social commentary because college debt, like university debt, is a terrible
horrible thing
in the United States.
Horrible
Again,
thing.
Not something people here necessarily get.
No.
Entirely.
No, nobody gets that here. No, it's cheap.
A little convoluted of a joke.
Education.
You're getting somewhere.
Education is cheap, extremely cheap here.
Yeah.
In
most places in the world. Public universities are supposed to be essentially free.
Actually, I think it's free if you go to
public universities. Yeah,
public universities
most
free.
Places in the world. Yeah,
and
also Bernie Sanders.
And it's actually some of the best education Africa.
Especially since they're subsidized by taxes in the U.S. as well.
They're
subsidized by taxes, and they still charge tens of thousands of dollars for tuition. Education costs.
I think the state universities are the cheapest ones, but even them, because there was a year in my life where I was looking into this, and the cheapest I found was $14,000 a year. It was Jackson State University in Mississippi.
You were going to apply to Jackson State University in Jackson, Mississippi.
Yeah, it turns out I was overqualified. So
Is that one of your jokes that you wrote?
Yeah. No.
No, but that was better. That was better, actually. That was better. Turns out I was overqualified.
This is getting offensive now. Okay.
Jackson, Mississippi, though. You in
Swear to God,
Mississippi.
Yeah.
That would have been a riot to watch. I'm going to continue.
Yeah, it's too much soul food for my taste.
You would have been walking around making up headlines in your mind.
All right.
Onion headlines.
All right.
Continue.
Animal news.
How many do we have left?
A few more.
3?
A few more, yeah.
That's few is 3.
4 more. Yeah.
4?
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
Okay, so this is an actual animal. A sloth bear was rescued from a well in India. This is the country India. Mm-hmm. Also found in this well was a brave Frenchman, a quiet Italian, and a German Jew. Because the sloth bear is...
That's not a Holocaust joke.
No, it's not. Nobody.
Please tell me that wasn't a Holocaust joke.
Nobody has heard of a sloth bear. What's a sloth bear?
No,
Do you have an image in your...
I have. These are the most confusing jokes.
No.
Every reference needs a
Listen. Okay, let me break this down. Let me break this down. The actual news is a sloth bear was rescued from a well in India.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so a sloth bear Go ahead, go wild. What's a sloth bear? Do you know that? That's an actual nomenclature. That's an actual animal. Okay. A sloth bear. It's a bear that looks like a sloth.
Okay, continue.
So God help us, first of all, and then.
All right. So I could have been the joke right there.
Yeah, and then it's not a. Yeah, it's just an odd combination. So it's also found in the whale. It's a brave Frenchman, which the French, they really did us wrong in the war. The Allied, they could have used their help.
Who's us?
The Allied, the good people. Versus
French did whom wrong?
They didn't do anything in the World War. For the Allied. They were kind of neutral.
Okay. I mean, the French?
Yeah.
But that's because they were invaded by they were under the control of the Germans.
Well, no.
What? No. Okay. I don't want to get into a story.
What's the word they use for when you help the Germans?
Collaborator.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Vichy government. Yeah.
Yeah, the French used to do that a lot.
Okay. Well, only certain. Oh, okay.
Here we go.
I don't want any French listeners getting angry at us. Okay, continue.
Merci. All right. What's next? Yeah. Here we go.
I completely forgot what that last joke was.
Movie news.
Just said it 30 seconds ago. I already forgot. Go ahead, continue.
Movie news. Actress Keira Knightley discussed this week how her new movie Silent Night combines Christmas with the apocalypse. Also discussed on this panel, American author Helen Keller's ability to combine deaf with blind.
That's vicious. That is vicious.
God is vicious. I didn't do this. I'm just stating this. She was deaf and blind.
You didn't have to make a joke. I mean, there are a lot of Helen Keller jokes out there, and
this was the most refined of them.
Let's just remind our audience, like, Alula's working his stuff out, and there's potential here.
There's a learning curve. There's a learning curve.
So by the way, Helen Keller. We should mention Helen Keller. You made a joke at her expense. It doesn't mean that we shouldn't appreciate someone like Helen Keller.
No, of course not.
And we have an Ethiopian, or really an Eritrean American version of Helen Keller now, and the first deafblind woman to graduate from Harvard. Haben, good one.
No,
you don't know Haben. You know Haben, good one. Right? I met her a couple times. I got to know her a little bit. She's an Eritrean American woman. She was rewarded by Obama for winning. She won a medal, one of those Champions of Change medals. She came here. She
Do you know her GPA? Do you know her GPA?
Do I know her GPA?
Yeah.
No.
Because
okay. Well, she was a bad student as well.
No, adversity. That's why she got awarded, because she was dealing with a lot of stuff, and she managed to get over that, and
So you're saying that they add adversity to diversity?
Yes. Yes.
Well, listen. I mean, I don't know if you've ever had to overcome an obstacle quite like.
Oh yes, I have. No. Of course not.
Oh, no. You answered that question.
No.
Are you finished? That's it.
Yeah, for now.
We had a few more. Well, there's a lot of really good potential there, and we appreciate you.
You're so kind.
We want Alula to come by with his gruff delivery and his dark sense of humor. And give us something to unlock. Because really, right now, our station, the stuff that we're working on,
I think we did 10.
It's pretty serious.
We did 10.
Pretty heavy content. So
it's crazy. We did all of them. Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is weekly update. So every week. Yeah, every Friday I'll be here. Tune in for mildly reliable news.
Mildly reliable news. I like that as a title right now.
Mildly reliable news.
You've been listening to Ras Temari Radio, Offense Necessary, where we discuss everything but politics.
I learned nothing.
Thanks a lot, Alula, for coming on. We would like to make
You're
this
welcome.
a regular segment. Thanks a lot, everybody.